It's the tech story that no one saw coming. A trillion-dollar company, a geopolitical chessboard, and a CEO who just said out loud what Washington's too scared to admit. Shielding Chinese chipmakers from US competition only strengthens them abroad and weakens America's position. And that's not a think tank report, that's Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, who was calling out US policy on his own earnings call. And here's what he said. It's more explosive than the numbers. Because in April, the US banned NVIDIA's last remaining China-ready chip, the H20, without any warning or any grace period. And the result was that $4.5 billion were written off and $2.5 billion in unshipped orders, and the $50 billion market was gone. The $50 billion China market is effectively close to US industry, is what Huang said. And that's just in the first quarter. So while America bans chips, China is building them. The US has based its policy on the assumption that China cannot make AI chips, and that assumption was always questionable, and now it's clearly wrong. China's best open source models, DeepSeek and Alibaba's Qwen, are already gaining traction across the United States and Europe. China's AI moves on with or without US chips. And the AI race is not just about chips, it's about which stack the world runs on. And this is no longer a chip fight, it's a full stack war which includes chips, tools, cloud services and apps. And if the US loses to China, it may lose the rest of the world as well. Export controls should strengthen US platforms and not drive half of the world's AI talent to rivals. Jensen Huang isn't the only one waving the red flag. Just weeks ago, OpenAI's Sam Altman said this at a Senate hearing. We want the whole world on the US stack, from chips at the bottom to the applications at the top. And this wasn't product marketing, this was a national level strategy that was televised and backed by Microsoft, AMD and CoreWeave, and it was aimed directly at China's open source wing. And the idea was to turn America's AI stack into the global default. So from NVIDIA's chips to Azure and CoreWeave's infrastructure, and to models like GPT and Anthropic Claude. And of course, then to apps like Copilot and ChatGPT, all governed by US platforms, policies and priorities. And it's just not about competition, it's about influence, standardization and control. And Jensen's warning is that if export bans push China to build its own stack, the US could lose that influence. The platform that wins China is positioned to lead globally, is what he said. And AI is the new electricity, and every nation now sees it as a core to the next industrial revolution. And Jensen Huang's warning is quite clear, is that US policy isn't just hurting NVIDIA, it's helping its competitors, especially China. And the question is not whether China will have AI, it already does. The question is whether it will run on American platforms. And that's not a forecast, it's a wake-up call. So if America wants to lead, it needs to stop shutting doors and start building bridges. Because AI doesn't wait, and China is definitely not stopping. This is FrontPage by AIM TV. Like, share and subscribe. And always remember to think AI, think AIM.